Hello everyone! Welcome to use the Wings engine. This tutorial mainly introduces how to set custom animations for components in the visualization of Wings engine. There are 4 types of animations for components, which are entrance animation, display animation, animation, tween animation, and exit animation. When the component enters, that is, when the component switches from hidden to visible. Play the entrance animation when the component is displayed on the big screen. You can play the display animation when the values in the component's settings are modified. Interpolation animation can be played when the component leaves the screen. That is, when the component switches from display to hidden. Play the exit animation. Different animations are set in different places. Among them, the entrance animation, the interpolation animation, and exit animations are set in the interaction, and display animations are set in the style. Let's open a sample project. Here are placed several different types of components, because these components have different styles. And the types of animations that can be set are also different. In the previous interaction tutorial, we introduced that through interaction, add in and out animations. These 2 animations are generally set on the component. When we add a new component, if the component supports entrance and exit animations, it will come with these 2 animations interactions. Click to select the component. You can see an interaction triggered by the play entrance animation interaction triggered by entry, and an exit animation interaction triggered by exit. There can only be one: an entrance animation and an exit animation. Here we can see that these 3 all have these 2 animations. Let's take a look at the animation effects. If we delete these 2 interactions, we can click Add Interaction and add them back. Let's demonstrate how to add an entrance animation. These 2 histogram components. One has animation, one without animation. The 2 buttons below modify the parameters. Modify the parameters of these 2 components to achieve the effect of showing and hiding the components, which can trigger the entrance and exit animations. Let's see the effect. Next, we will demonstrate how to add entrance and exit animations. Click Add Interaction. Trigger Event selects entries, and select Play Incoming Animation for the action. Each component's entrance animation style is built in, but we can also add some other effects. We can add some other effects on top of it. Sets the sequence to be simultaneous with the previous action. Delay and duration use the default values. In this way, an entrance animation is successfully added. Similar to the settings of the entrance animation, let's add an exit animation. Then let's see the effect. We can see that the two components now have the same entrance and exit animations. Next, let's take a look at the settings for the display animation. Click to select the component. In the Style Settings window, we can see the display settings, including the animation playback switch. Some components have multiple animations. You can choose an animation type and other settings. It should be noted that the animation delay time here refers to how long the animation delay of the component starts playing. If you don't enable loop animation, the animation will only play once after full screen. The display animation settings of different components are similar. I won't introduce them one by one here. Finally, let's introduce the tween animation. Tween animation mainly focuses on such as size, position, rotation, and so on. And it interpolate animations during the change process. To make the whole process more smooth, it will be more widely used in three-dimensional scenes. We will introduce it in Jin Luansheng's in the tutorial to give you a detailed introduction. Here we mainly demonstrate how to set the tween animation in the two-dimensional scene. In this page, we modified the positioning parameters of these three. To modify the positioning parameters of these three image components, let's take a look at the effect first. The first car has no interpolation animation. The other two cars have set the tween animation. The interaction between the first and second cars interactions happen simultaneously. The interaction of the third car occurs after the second. You can see the difference in the effect. Next, let's look at the settings. Click the button component. In the Interaction Settings window on the right, we can see these interactions. These three interactions correspond to these three images. These three interactions are triggered by clicks. Then modify the target component. The component position value in the settings item. Here, the change is the x-axis position, achieving the effect of translation. We can see that the first interaction, there is no tween animation enabled. The second and third interactions, the tween animation is enabled. The settings of the midday animation, entering and leaving animations are basically the same. It just adds an animation easing method selection. Choosing different easing methods will have different animation effects. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. See you next time.